Just another so-called normal day on the streets of London, and once again it plays out on public transport. In this clip, a migrant man can be seen acting like a total crank, demanding that everyone on the bus get off because, according to him, he now owns it. We will show you this clip in today's video, but first make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel for more British content. Just stop and think about that for a moment. Or an ordinary London bus meant for hard-working people just trying to get to work, to school, or home to their families, turned into a stage for this bizarre and intimidating behavior. And sadly, this isn't an isolated case. This is what life in the capital has come to under Sadiq Khan's so-called leadership. A city that should be one of the greatest in the world has instead become a dangerous, chaotic, and frankly dystopian place, where ordinary citizens are forced to put up with lawlessness on a daily basis. This is the reality of cultural enrichment that Khan and the political class keep talking about. We're told this is progress, that diversity is strength, that we should simply accept it as the new normal. But the truth is very different. What we are actually seeing is a complete breakdown of respect, order, and common sense. Law-abiding Britons are the ones who pay the price, whether it's on public transport, in our neighborhoods, or in the very heart of our communities. When someone feels entitled enough to claim ownership of a bus and demand passengers leave, it's not just a sign of one man's delusion. It's a symbol of a wider failure, of open borders, of weak leadership, and of a justice system that looks the other way far too often. Ordinary people are left feeling unsafe, and all the while we are expected to stay silent and pretend that this is normal. Until leaders wake up and take responsibility, until the police and politicians stop protecting criminals instead of the public, this kind of madness will only get worse. London deserves better, Britain deserves better, and the British people have had enough. Have a watch of this.
Get off my bus, you dirty women. What are you calling the police for? What are you calling the police for, you dirty paedophile? Not you. All of you off! Now get down! Get a not stop! This is my bus! All of you off my bus! All of you off! I'm taking over! Shut up! Get off and get on the next one!
What is?
Now you are not. Now you will get back on. Now you will all get on the next one. There it is. Go and stop that bus. Go and stop that bus. Go and stop that bus. Go and stop it. Shut up. Shut your mouth, you grass.
This incident isn't just about one man causing chaos on a London bus. It's about what our country has become. Ordinary Britons are expected to keep quiet while lawlessness takes over our streets and transport, all under the watch of weak leaders who refuse to act. If this is the enrichment we're told to celebrate, then it's time to be honest. It's destroying our communities, not strengthening them. Until we draw the line, this madness will only get worse. In other news, Transport for London has intensified its pursuit of drivers who repeatedly dodge ultra-low emission zone penalties, with this minority group responsible for 94% of all unpaid ULEZ debt. The Transport Authority revealed that habitual offenders, defined as those with 4 or more outstanding penalty charge notices, account for the vast majority of money owed. TfL has adopted an intelligence-driven strategy to track down offenders, collaborating with national agencies, including the Department for Transport and the DVLA, to share data more effectively and locate drivers who attempt to avoid payment by changing addresses. Between January and June 2025, enforcement measures have generated approximately £16.5 million in recovered debt from road user charges and penalties, funds that have been channeled back into the transport system. Enforcement officers have confiscated more than 530 vehicles from motorists who failed to settle their road user charges and penalties during the first 6 months of this year. Of these seized vehicles, over 350 have gone under the hammer at auctions, generating roughly £285,000 in revenue. The enforcement procedure begins when drivers fail to respond to penalty notices over prolonged periods, prompting court-backed warrants. Enforcement officers then visit registered addresses to collect outstanding debts, with authority to confiscate assets including vehicles if payment cannot be secured. In one instance, enforcement officers tracked a persistent offender who cleared 46 warrants in June by paying nearly £17,000 after enforcement agents made multiple contact attempts. One particularly egregious case involved a vehicle linked to 88 warrants, where the driver had received over 130 letters and endured 14 visits from enforcement officers before their car was eventually seized and auctioned for £7,000. The Transport Authority is even pursuing bankruptcy proceedings against individuals and businesses who persistently refuse to settle their debts, while exploring legal mechanisms to place liens on properties to ensure repayment before any sale can proceed. The organisation is experimenting with redesigned penalty notices and charge certificates to encourage earlier engagement from drivers. These revised documents explicitly outline the enforcement stages, clarify the driver's current position in the process, and detail the financial consequences of continued non-compliance, including escalating charges. Additional enforcement options under consideration include garnishing wages directly from employers and expanding civil court proceedings to enhance the authority of enforcement agents. TfL is actively engaging with government officials to explore legislative improvements that would strengthen debt collection capabilities across public bodies. Alex Williams, TfL's Chief Customer and Strategy Officer, emphasised the scheme's role in addressing London's air quality emergency. We know that we need bold solutions to tackle the public health crisis, and poor air quality in London and UELZ does just that. We want to make it clear that if you receive a penalty charge for driving in the zone, you should not ignore it. Your penalty will progress to enforcement agents to recover what you owe, and there is a risk that your vehicle and other items of property will be removed. The latest figures indicate that over 97% of vehicles travelling through London now meet ULE's emission requirements, with TfL encouraging motorists to register for auto pay to prevent penalty charges. TfL continues discussions with government officials about enhancing debt recovery mechanisms, including expanding vehicle seizure powers and addressing registration plate tampering. What are your thoughts on what we discussed in today's video? Let me know down in the comment section below. If you have not yet already, make sure you do drop a like on this video and subscribe to the channel for more British content. Thank you, take care, goodbye.